I have the Southern Oregon Red Cross Executive Director on the phone right now. Carissa, good morning. Thank you for your time.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So first things first, it seems overwhelming with the number of natural disasters everyone is facing so far. What's sort of the game plan moving forward? How is it almost physically possible to be able to handle so many things at one time?
Well, the Red Cross, and we have a lot of great staff and volunteers who are currently deployed, and we also partner with a lot of agencies. So it's no one organization that does everything. We all work together, and that's how we're able to get through all of this. But it does take the effort of people and financial dollars to make it possible to have a good response to help the people in need.
All right, so we understand you've been working in Texas. That's where you are now. Tell me a little bit. It has been weeks since they saw the hurricane there. Tell me what it looks like now. Is recovery going well, or is there still a long way to go?
Well, people, I'm driving around. I'm in a little small corner of Texas, and that's what I can speak about. We are delivering meals every single day. We do a lunch and a meal delivery, and people have pretty much gutted out their homes. They've gutted out their homes. The classic big piles of their remains are there. Just yesterday when we were doing our route, the bigger dump trucks and forklifts were putting stuff in there, kind of clearing the debris out. But it's devastating. I mean, for some of these people, this was the first flood they ever went through, or it was the second one because they were also affected last year. And having to gut out your home 2 times in less than 2 years is just heartbreaking.
Now, going off that emotion a little bit, of course, we've seen some unbelievable resolve by a lot of people in the weeks following the hurricane. I'm curious as to what reaction you've been seeing from the people you talk to, you help every single day. You said it was heartbreaking, but what's also some of the other emotions that you're seeing from people as they sort of inch their way toward recovery?
Well, I mean, people are, I think they probably cried as much as they can cry, which happened right when it happened. But, now they're, their homes are out. They're trying to, they're waiting to hear from FEMA. They're waiting to hear what's going to happen. Their homes are gutted. There's people that are, like one of the fire chiefs I lived with. I mean, his home wasn't affected, but he has 5 additional family members living with him. Wow. And there's another fire chief that we got to know. And I asked him, I said, do you want to take some of these meals home? And he was like, that is my home. And so he has whatever remains he has in the bay of the fire station. And there's there's people there's one of our volunteers, she's a nurse. She lost her house. She had to send her 3-year-old to Louisiana to live with her sister.
Wow.
And people are living in tool sheds. They bought 5th-wheel trailers to live on their property because right now the mold is taking over and people can't sleep inside their homes. People are sleeping in tents outside, and it's a long. I mean, if you look at the landscape, it looks completely fine. I don't even know if flood even came through here, except for the piles of trash. And you go into trailer parks or communities. There's cars there, but they've all been flooded out and people can't drive them.
Wow, Carissa, I'm glad you said that because we're looking at images from when this first hit and the floodwaters are so high. I want to move, before we let you go, to Puerto Rico. I understand that you're going to go there coming up, and I've heard it is just devastated, no electricity, no gas, no clean water. What is your plan when you get there?
Well, I'm slated to go. They've already sent some people down there now, and they kind of put a hold until they kind of assess what's going on. But when they told the staff and volunteers, they said, pack things in the backpack. Don't bring a suitcase. Bring, like water treatment options. Bring your own toilet paper. You're going to carry whatever it is on your back and go wherever you need to go because the streets are blocked. There is no gas. It's going to be humid. You need to be ready to eat MREs. And it's going to be a really tough stint. But we also have to lay the groundwork, and people need help badly. And so they're asking for leadership, people with Spanish-speaking abilities, and that can endure harsh conditions to go down there right now for the first wave of people.
And Carissa, one more thing before we let you go. For people who can't, of course, travel, whether it is to Texas, to Florida, or even to Puerto Rico, what's the easiest, what's the best way that they can help out, even from the comforts of their own home here in Southern Oregon?
Well, what we were able to do through the Red Cross, we're a nonprofit organization, we're not a government agency, and we encourage people to donate whatever they can. Make financial donations. In-kind donations are difficult to transport, to store, to distribute, so people want to help in that way, but really it's the financial donations. And the other thing, too, is if you know of someone who is able-bodied, who could volunteer, who does have the time, encourage them to do it. If you might not, you know someone who could, and we need the help down here.
Carissa, thank you so much.
Demonstrating forms.
Thank you so much for your information. It's great information. Thank you for the work you're doing. Good luck, and just be safe as you continue to help others. We appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.